Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. This is Will, and in this video I'll be showing you guys how to retrieve historical stock data for a bunch of different stocks. So let's get into it. So the function that we're going to use to retrieve the stock data is called stock history. And the way that we bring this function up is we go equals stock history, and just like any function in Excel, we always want to go open bracket, and then we'll be presented with a bunch of different arguments, a bunch of different things that we need to put into stock history. Stock history is a rather complicated function. It's going to return an array of different stock prices. So in order to do that, we're going to have to feed stock history a bunch of different values. So the first one there is stock. As you can see, it's highlighted and it's bold. Now stock just refers to the name of the stock. So we've already entered in these stocks here into the Excel stocks functionality. Another thing that you could do is you could simply put in the exchange and the name of the stock. That's that XASX A2M, just in like quotation marks. But for our purposes, we can just select the stock. So let's select it. And now we're going to want the start date. So the start date for our stock, we're going to use a particular function to give us the start date. We will be using the eDate function. So eDate is basically just going to return the specific date that's not a public holiday, a number of months after the starting date, right? So the starting date, we can use another function to give us the start date, which is the today function. The today function just returns the date of today. Alternatively, you don't have to use the today function. You could use another function, or you could just put in quotation marks the specific date that you wish to use. But for our purposes, let's use date. The months, the start date is going to be a number of dates, is going to be a number of months in the past, and therefore we want to give eDate a negative number of months, right? So let's say this is 2 years ago. If it's 2 years ago, that's 24 months. So that's minus 24. Close bracket. The end date, let's say this goes all the way up to today. The interval, you'll be given 3 choices for interval: daily, weekly, monthly. Interval basically tells stock history to basically give you data, as you can see, for every day, every week, or every month. So for our purposes, we want every week. Let's put in 0. No header. The header basically just refers to the name of the value that we're retrieving from Excel. For our purposes, we don't really need that, so let's go 0 for no header. And then we'll be given a list of properties that we can feed into stock history. So as you can see, we've got the values from 0 to 5. And these are just the different values for the stock in question. So we want the stock price. So let's go for the close price, right? So let's just put in a 1. All right, awesome. Another value that we could be looking for is the date. So let's put in a 0. So let's see what that looks like. Awesome. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of different stock prices available for the A2 Milk Company, and we've also got the dates in which they occur, right? If we want these values to face the other way, then we can use another function called the transpose function. Now, if you want to edit an array output in Excel, you can't just click any random value that the function has populated. You have to select the cell that you entered the function into, which in this case is going to be our first one, right? So if we want to turn this table sideways so that it's more lined up with the company name, the A2 Milk Company, we can use the transpose function. So the way you use the transpose function is just equals transpose, open bracket. Now it has one input, which is an array. Stock history returns an array. So we can just use stock history as the input for transpose. Cool, so when we do this, it's going to turn our values on the side, right? You might notice that the date is on the wrong side of our values. That's a very easy fix. We just have to go into our stock history function, and we're just going to change the order of our date and our close prices, and that should switch them back. Excellent. So I'll see you guys in the next video.